Good afternoon, it's Pamela from Yorkshire in the north of England. I'm here to talk about crochet. From not having a lot to talk to you about, I seem to have quite a bit now, but we will make our way through it. Firstly, the amigurumi I was working on with the wool yarn is a pattern from Crochet Now magazine, which I think is... No, I'll look it up after I've shown you the picture. So it's this Claude the Cozy Fox. Is that pattern there, if you can see it? I don't know. I've tried to tilt it to see if you can see it. So I really was taken with this one. It's by a lady called Pia Simpson. I don't know if she goes under a different name for her work. But I really was taken with this. Now the side-on view, just show you side-on view, is that there. And those are the only two pictures you get, if I remember correctly, for this fox, which is a slight downside to it. I'm just going to see, let me just see which one it is. Just get back to the beginning. I do like how the patterns are written though in Crochet Now and Simply Crochet magazine. Let me just find out which one it is. Issue 112, 112. So yeah, and that's the front cover of the magazine. Must admit I'm really enjoying the Kindle Unlimited for the magazines. I haven't done a lot of reading, as I was explaining the other day, but it's definitely worth it just to get the magazines. Now, this is my fox. So there you go, and I've called him Alexander the Fox. His tail, obviously, because he's made of Aran yarn, he's come out quite big. I'm keeping him. He's special to me anyway, and like I say, I wouldn't put wool out there, anything made of wool, for the reasons I've already given. So yeah, that's my fox. That's his back. There's a couple of things I've missed off and a couple of things I've changed. Now, I used, just first of all, I'll just say I used a 3.5mm hook, which seemed to work really well with this yarn, and 12mm amber bear eyes, which if you look at pictures of foxes, they do have a reddish tone to their eyes. I obviously used the West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft 100% Shetland wool, which is that one. I weighed it before I started and there was 101 grams in that. The colourway is Stony Breck and it's 759 is the colourway. This is all I've got left. There's 12 grams left of the yarn. Now, some of the changes I've made are because I was worried about running out of the yarn. So to save yarn, I made a shorter tail. It should have been longer. So where it said, you know, like do 3 rows round, I did 2. And where it said do 2 rows, you know, in between your sizing changes, I did 1. So I just made it slightly shorter. I think that's perfectly long enough for a tail though. The other thing I did to save yarn was I crocheted on the sleeves in the colour I was using. So I just had his hands to do. Now, I think that was a good decision because I may have had enough to do 1 arm in this, but I don't think 2. And also, to my mind, if you're making a jumper anyway, the jumper on the patternette sleeves, you might as well have it crocheted on. So just to just to try and go with the rest of the pattern, I did half treble crochets to make the appearance of a cuff, and I put decreases first that I had to do, I put in a row of double crochets. These are UK terms, because it made it look too bulky to do them with the half treble crochets, and I just did the double crochets the rest of the way up the sleeve. I didn't use the jumper pattern that is in the magazine. I'll show you. It's a shame because it had a lovely pattern on the front, which I was tempted by. Let me just find it again. See if I can find it on the, must be there somewhere surely soon. Let's have a look. Fox. Is it near the back? No. This is irritating. Let's have a look. Oh, there he is, look. So I've got him again. So the jumper pattern was lovely, but this is one of these patterns where you work it, you know, all the way, you do it like one piece and then you sew it together, and those are ones I seem to have more trouble with getting to, you know, be right size. So I will put off by that. Plus the yarn I used for the jumper and for the hat, I did the hat first, is very like fibrous. It's an 100% recycled yarn. It's very fibrous-y, very hard to see, and you know, clicky. I don't know how to describe it, but very, you know, like you end up with like having to pull on it to get it away from the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? So I decided I didn't want to do that, so I have used Cassandra's jumper pattern that she has on her website for free. She uses it for her Swimtime Sammy Bear, and I think you can use it for any of her figures, I think. But I just made a slight alteration because my body goes to slightly bigger than Swimtime Sammy Bear, so I started it with 6 extra stitches to what's on her pattern, but that's worked out really well. I think I like that. Could have done to being a little tighter at the top, but I made 2 reductions in size as I went up, and it looks right as the jumper, even if when you feel it, it feels too big, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I'm sorted with that. I think it works out really well. So that's the change I made there to save on yarn. What's the other thing? Oh, the head. Now, the head. I made up twice following the pattern. I couldn't get what she meant with the shaping at all. I couldn't decide what was supposed to be front, what was supposed to be back. I didn't like it. It made more sense to me that if you were to put it on, you know, sideways on, but you can clearly see from the pattern that's not what she's wanting. So this is where you could have done with more pictures to work out what she was meaning with it. So in the end, I resorted to old favourites, Umagurumi favourites, and I've done the fox in here a couple of times. I made one in a random variegated yarn and another one as it's meant to be in orange, and so I used the head for that one. It works out just fine looking on there. The only thing is I stuck to the muzzle for this one instead of using the muzzle for the, or snout they call it in the pattern, because I thought, I know that's going to fit. I had to have a leap of faith with this throat thing, you know, the patch that you have underneath the snout in the chest, because that goes down there. I had to have faith that this would fit the pattern there, and it does fit. It's a really good fit actually. It's a shame you don't see that actually, because it's a really nice you know, white colour throat. But yeah, I'm still happy that I did that. So never be afraid to use something from another pattern to see if that works better. I was totally flummoxed with this, and like I said, I did it twice just in case I'd read it wrong, but I hadn't. It came out the same the second time, so best to abandon it and find a solution. That's what I did. So I'll just tell you what I used. Now then, I think that's it for the changes, by the way. I just want to... Oh, that's the other thing I found though, with the shape of the head that I used, the hat pattern was too short for this head pattern. However, it worked out all right, because this is supposed to be folded back as per the pattern. But if you just leave it down, the brim down, it fits just fine. So I'm happy with that. The ears fit it, the gaps you leave in for the ears to go through work out just fine too. So I'm really happy with that. Now what I used was, obviously I used the one that I've told you already. I bought, especially for the throat, for the inside of the ears and for the end of the tail, I bought this Wool and the Gang ivory white 100% merino yarn. So that one, it's 50 grams and it's really soft. I'll have to find something else to use it for though, because I'm not throwing that away. So I don't usually use Aran, you see. I've used it for doing blankets, but I don't usually use it for doing amigurumis. Don't particularly enjoy doing amigurumis with anything bigger than a DK yarn anyway. For the black bits, so the claws and the nose and the mouth, I used just a scrap of black acrylic DK yarn, which worked out just fine. And then for the rest of it, this is why I went with these colours, because I only had these two. A long time back, we had one of the Crochet Society boxes had some Bella Coco Preserve Aran in it. So these two, just these two. I forget what it might have been for an hat actually. I definitely couldn't wear it for an hat, I tell you now, because the fibrous nature of it is too you know, I think it would tickle. I don't think it, you know, it's a bit too scratchy, I think. But yeah, they were, I thought they'll be all right for his clothing. So I don't know what the colours are, because they've just got numbers. I don't even know if I put the right ball band back on each one, but you won't be able to buy it anyway. So that's the brownish colour, and then the navy blue colour. So like I say, I will use these. I'll make something with those. I was thinking perhaps make a fully clothed polar bear or something, so I only need the hands, feet and head out of that one. I think I'll be able to do that, and then make some clothing out of them, possibly. But I'll use them up on something. So yeah, Alexander. I'm sorry about the secrecy, but I just wanted to see if it'd work out, because this is one of mine where I'm using a colour that it shouldn't be, you know, although you can get grey foxes and you can get black foxes. So but it just, when I got this yarn, if you remember, it just screamed, you know, finding an animal it would suit. And I really like how this has come out. It's got little fox colour in it, it's got a bit of that colour in it. But also, if you ever look at a wild fox, well, they're all wild, obviously, silly Pamela, but they're, you know, they sometimes look like they've got greyish on with the orange. So I think that suits a fox. So it's going to stay with me, is that one? Well, yeah, it's definitely an E. Definitely an E. Alexander. So that's that one sorted. Now, the other thing I've got to show you. When I was out yesterday, I went downtown and I called in a couple of the cheap shops on the way back home. And you know my boxes, not boxes, cases, that I got to do for a setting, to do the, when I want to do photos of my finished animals. I was thinking I want something to put in them. I think I said that at the beginning, but I was going to wait to see what I could put in them. Well, in the cheap shop, they had these set of 4 houses. So I'm going to paint those, and they will fit at the back. If you want to put them all next to each other, they will fit, because there's a box there. But they would fit if I wanted to put all 4 in a line. However, I also got this is going to be, what is it? It's going to evolve, is this. I'm going to keep getting things that will go in it. But I also got a pack of 2 trees. So I could just put a couple of the houses in one of the trees and then put one of each house in the two smaller ones, and a tree in one of them maybe. And I also got these leaves, which are very pretty. So for £5 I got enough to decorate at least, you know, one of these cases to make a setting for my amigurumi figures. So yeah, so I think that'll look really good. Like I say, I'll have to paint them well, I think, but yeah, like that, when you get the tree in, could have a house at the side of it. Yeah. So I'm looking for stickers and things, anything that I can put in. Like I say, it will be an evolving item that will, you know, as we go along. But I'll show you that as I get going on it. I only got them yesterday and I'll have to be in the mood to do it. I can't just make myself do these things. I have to be in the mood to do them. So yeah, that's that one. Now I've also got a yarn. Oh, before that I'll show you this. Sometimes my fingers don't like to work, you know, very well. So my stitch markers, I can find these little ones a little stiff. Alexa's just talking to herself in there. Don't know what that's all about, but anyway. I've got a load of these, but some of them are very stiff. So I've ordered some pony ones, you know, the brand Pony. And I got them off Etsy. I think they were about £3 for a pack of 15, but they've got these big ones in as well. Has anybody ever used the big one? That's the small ones feel quite easy to manage though as well. But yeah, the big ones, I thought it would make it easier for me to some items, you know. But has anybody ever tried the big ones? But yeah, I've got, like I say, 15 is perfectly enough for doing a bit of amigurumi. It's just for when my fingers are deciding they don't want to work properly, you know. So yeah, I've got a little yarn haul as well, but that's from Wool Warehouse. Now, you know, I told you about the Starcraft colour twist when I made my scarf, that I thought it was going to be going out. Well, they have actually reduced them now on Wool Warehouse, so whether that means they are actually now end of stock, I don't know. But I've got 2 more colours to make another 2 of those scarves. I think they're really pretty, are these? I love them. So that one's called Petals. So that's got like a bit of, has it got blue, white, orangey colour, yellow. It's got all sorts of colours in. So yeah, I think that's really pretty, because I love that scarf, you know. I think it's really nice. And then this one I think is marine. Yeah, marine. They've all got similar colours in, you know, but just a different back colour. But yeah, so that's marine. So yeah, £2.99 each. I thought that was a bargain. I thought, you know, to make a couple of scarves. Then I got, because you know I'm doing the Year of Granny Square Cal, I realised last week I may run out of my summer colour for this season that we're in now, the spring season. So I've got another ball of that one, which will always come in for something. I think that's £2.99 as well. Yeah, it is. And then my big purchase is some more Scapiers stone washed. So I've got a few colours because I've got something in mind to do for a group of friends. I'd already got a fair few balls. I got some when I was in Great Yarmouth and they've gone with what I've already got. So I've tried to work out what I want to do this project. I can't tell you because I know some of them watching, you're going to have to wait. So I've got these colours to go with. And those 3 as well. So I'll tell you what they are. So that one is beryl. I think they are all stones, you know. That one, they're all 50g balls by the way, and 78% cotton and 22% acrylic. And that is smoky quartz. Then we've got, I love this one. This one is deep amethyst, and this one is carnelian. I've got red jasper, which is a similar one, but this is carnelian. Then this one is corundum ruby. I've never heard of that. Corundum ruby. Yeah. Then two pale ones. There will be noses. That's a clue. There will be noses. And then we've got moonstone. And I think this is pink quartz. Pink quartzite. So these bet you can guess from that, can't you? And I got another one of these, which I've got one of those already. That one. Oh, by the way, they're all $3.49 for a 50-gram ball, and the ones that are the Stonewash Minerals, which is the multicoloured, which ties in with all these colours. This one is Opal Ocean, which I've got one of these already, but I thought I might need two. So that is $3.89 for the multicoloured one, and this one, which is a very plainish one, but I have got a reason for it. This one is Amber Aurora. So they will all mix well in. I've also got in my mind to do another little vintage looking mouse, you know, like that one I did up there. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing one totally in this this type of yarn, and if I do that, I'm going to use the smoky quartzes for the mouse's fur, and then clothing in something else. But yeah, that's a thought I've got as well for doing that. So I can't tell you what I'm doing though, because if they watch, they're gonna know. So I can't do that. So yes, those are for a project, but you'll get to see them. I've got what have we got now? Is it 3 months till Christmas? So I think I'll be seeing them somewhere around beginning of December. So I've got a good 2 months to make 5 items with those. So yes, I will be back with those when I can reveal them. So I think that's it for me now. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. I'm going off now to make my square for this week. We're on Thursday, so I can start it today. Hopefully it'll be done by tonight. If it isn't, I shall continue it tomorrow. I'll be back with that at some point. I am now going to start on my last bus to Woodstock for my By Hook or By Crook. I'm making that character doll that I showed you, but I'm changing it for my own purpose. So I'm going to start on that. I've just been upstairs to get the yarn out of one of my totes. I've got a thought you can tell me what you feel about it, but you know, when I started the By Hook or By Crook, I said, like, you know, book, TV or film, but I envisaged that the ones that I would choose were probably a book and also made into a TV or film programme or whatever. The one I want to do next, I'm not telling you which, one I want to do next is just a film. How do you feel about that if it's just a film? I think most people will have heard of it. It's about 20 years old. But anyway, let me know how you'd feel about me picking solely a film. Anyway, that's me for now. I hope you're all doing well. We've definitely got autumn weather today. It's about 12 degrees, which is, you know, definitely autumn. I mean, usually we have a flourish, you know, around now or October, so I'm expecting to have another a few warm days, but apart from that, it definitely is autumn today. So I mean, my winter clothes have come out. Bit sad, that, isn't it? But this is like me halfway in between, because it's cotton, but it's got the sleeves and it's quite thick cotton, so this comes out around this time. I don't think I've got much else to tell you. I'm meeting friends tomorrow. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you're all, whatever weather you've got, you're managing to do some crafting at least, and I'll see you soon. So, you know, basically just take care of yourselves, and I'll see you there.